My highest weight was 330. I got down to about 290 when I had surgery, and then I got as low as 203.
We have a fun one today. I told you guys the month of June, I'm going to be trying to spotlight as many guys as I can. Now, what's really cool about this one, I got me a guy, and his name is Frank, and he goes by Aquaman Sleeve Journey. I've known him for a very long time. He's part of our Benchy group, and I'm very excited. So, Frank, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
I'm
This is
so
exciting.
Yes, it's been a long time.
It has been
He
a long
is a
time.
he is a repeater. And I love that. So we can learn more and more about Mr. Frank. So what's new with you? Can you tell people when you had the sleeve, how long it's been and what's going on now?
So I had the sleeve back in May 9th of 2022. Um, so the first year was just fantastic. I went from my highest weight was 330. I got down to about 290 when I had surgery, and then I got as low as 203 before I finally hit that death year of 2 years when everything all goes to hell.
The
And
2 year mark. Is that what you're
the
saying?
2 year mark is just brutal.
Yeah.
That the 2 year mark is just brutal. So then when I hit that 2 year mark, I went back up to about 250,
Okay.
and then through some things we might talk about today, I'm back down to 215. So
Ooh.
and my goal by the end of summer is to be down below 200. So I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm kind of like a polar bear. I don't know if I'll be able to keep that off all winter, um, but at least if I can get lower at the beginning of the winter, I'll have
Hmm.
better luck in the spring after
Oh,
I get
for
done
sure.
hibernating. So
Yeah, because I saw a stat that like we gain most of our weight in the last 2 months of the year, and then we spend all year trying to lose those last 2 months worth of
I
weight.
I totally get that. I
Yeah.
totally get that. So
So,
no, it's been going good. This has been a success year for me. So
oh,
I
good.
went through last year was really kind of brutal. Gained a lot of weight. Um, this year it's been a good off to a good start. So I've been able to
Nice.
get outside, get on my bike quite a bit, um, things like that. So
Yeah. So tell people why the 2 year marks is really fucking hard.
if I had advice to give to any, I don't care if you're a bariatric patient or if you're on a GLP-1 or whatever, do just don't pick up your bad habits. So
Mhm.
um, like soda, like sugar,
Mhm.
like beer, like if you can avoid if you can avoid them altogether, just do it, because at that 2 year mark, between the 1 year and the 2 year, that's when you can start eating more carbs, you can start eating more sugar, your stomach can handle carbonation better, and your stomach's starting to kind of return to normal. It's smaller, but it can return to handling normal things.
Yep.
So all of those normal things that you put back in your mouth, guess what? You're going to pick up the same habit that you had before you had surgery. So
Yep.
I picked up sugar. And my wife will tell you today that I have a much bigger sugar tooth now than I did before I had surgery.
Oh, same.
And,
Yep.
yeah. And because of that, I haven't touched carbonation. I might have a sip of my wife's soda. Um, if I don't drink regular beer, I'll drink like a nitro beer or like a Guinness that's not as hard on your stomach. I won't, because I loved energy drinks. Oh my gosh. And I don't want to go back. So I just don't. I love Diet Pepsi and energy drinks, and I don't want to go back. So I just don't touch it, because I know if once my stomach gets used to that carbonation, it's over. It's done. So I don't want to. I just don't want to do it. So that's why that 2 year mark is really hard, is because now your stomach doesn't prevent you from doing all those things. Now you have to. It's pure willpower through the brain.
It really is. Like it's 100%. It's
Yeah, but I
all up
can't
in
hear
the
you without your
mental area.
microphone.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. For those that don't know, we had lots of mic issues right before this. So I'm like,
Just a few.
just a
Just a few.
few. So many restarts. No, I would agree because when you start introducing those things, your brain starts going, "Oh, I want more." Oh, I want more.
Yep.
And my first thing that I did was, of course, it was soda first. And I only took a drink of that and then was like, my whole head was like, holy shit, like, wow, this is intense. But then I remembered how much I used to like that intense feeling.
Hmm.
So that would happen around if someone went and got Taco Bell. My habit came back where I'm like, oh, I like to always have a soda with Taco Bell. And then with pizza,
Yep.
I actually avoid pizza completely now. Anybody that goes, "Hey, do you want pizza?" I just go, "No, I'm not a big fan," because I want the ranch that goes in the pizza and I want the soda that comes with it. So
Yeah.
I have to avoid it at all costs because of those two things. But that's from learning that it is a big problem.
So do you have anything that you just didn't go back to that you just were like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go back to it.
Um, Let me think. No, there's a
No.
lot that I wish I didn't back introduce, which was it
For
really
sure.
is garlic bread. I really wish I never introduced garlic bread back because oh
Mm.
my God, so buttery delicious. And then I just wish I don't know why I started the sodas again. Like I'm not drinking them now, but like when my aunt Nini lived here, that's what it is. They're soda drinkers. And so
Yep.
she would be like, "Oh, honey, I have those little Cokes if you want a little Coke." And I'm just like, "Oh, I kind of do because they're tiny." So that's the thing is like, okay, they're small. They should be fine. But no, like I regained
Mhm.
over 50 pounds, not just from soda, but from a year's worth of combining everything that I let back in. So,
Exactly.
and that happened to me year 8. So guys, it does like sometimes the year doesn't matter. It catches up to you. That's the deal. Like it totally can. But year 2 is hard. Year 2 is because you're
Year,
asking yourself so many questions.
yeah, year two is rough. I mean, it just is what it is, and you got to know it ahead of time. And the only for myself, I wished I never really would have picked up that sugar again.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
because that and then the munchies. Oh my gosh, the munchies are awful. But anyway, but
What do you do for munchies or snackies, I guess?
well, during my weight gain year, I was a lot of like Dots pretzels and
Okay.
stuff like that. Um,
Very carb heavy, sugar heavy.
very carb heavy, very yeah. I don't. Luckily, I can't really do potatoes very much or
Okay.
tortilla chips. They still don't settle well with me. Um, but now I don't really have the munchies near as
Good.
much. So
Do you know
I,
why?
well, I I took back in. It took me a year to get on it because there was some complications. But um I started taking why it's
The
just slipping
GLP
my
ones?
a GOP1. So I started taking um Zepbound. I started taking
Nice.
Zepbound back in January.
Okay.
So I don't get the munchies as bad as I used to get them.
Oh yeah, the noise in your head, is it gone or is it
Oh
just a
my
little
God.
bit gone?
No. So I took a I'm taking a little bit different approach to it.
Okay.
Um the I want to stay hungry.
Okay.
I know you laugh, but I've heard so many stories about, people they lose a ton of weight on a GOP1, but then they'll go, but I'm never hungry. I don't know what to do. I'm just never
Yep.
hungry. I got to force myself to eat stuff.
Yep.
And so this is my personal opinion. So it's not anybody's, I mean, everybody has to do what's right for them. But I I want to stay hungry because if I don't stay hungry, somewhat hungry, then I'm going to lose all of that training that I gained during my weight loss surgery. So
Smart man. Hmm.
I have to I have to be able to still regulate my food on my own. Now, what it does cure is it does it does help with that food noise when I'm
Hmm.
sitting in front of the TV at night watching TV of having to have something in my hand, putting something in my mouth,
Yep.
um, or or the food noise of okay, I got to eat this whole hamburger. Now I can stop and go, Nope, I just want half of this hamburger. Um,
Yeah.
those kind of things. So
Mhm.
I still get hungry, but I don't I don't have that food noise of um, I have to eat everything on my plate. So I mean, I was the guy before I was the guy before I had weight loss surgery that I mean, oh my gosh, I would have to eat everything on my plate. I was packed. I had to eat until I was just stuffed. Um, and now I don't. Now it gets rid of that, and I don't have to do that anymore. I felt myself getting back into that routine, where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I got to eat the whole hamburger. Well, no, now I can cut the hamburger in half and just eat half of the hamburger, or
Yep.
just eat half of the sandwich, and I'll stop and I'm done. Um, I find that a little bit. I find that a little bit more difficult coming to the day, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
But 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 guess what? When it's dinner time, I'm still a little hungry. When it's breakfast, I'm still a little hungry. When it's lunch, I'm still a little hungry.
I
And
like that for you.
yeah, it's worked out really well for me. I mean,
Yeah.
when I started the GOP1, I was 100 or I was 252 pounds,
Okay.
and now I'm down to 215. And
Hell
that was in
yeah.
January. I started in January. So, and I don't feel like I'm starving myself. I still feel
Good.
like I'm keeping some muscle, and I'm still able to get on my bike and ride and ride and ride. So, um, yeah, it's worked out good. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad
I'm
I did
glad
it.
you did too. I like the approach because I've seen the gambit of, like you said, just literally people not eating at all. They don't feel hungry. Food makes them feel nauseous, even just thinking about it. There's people out there that aren't working out that are losing so much muscle and because they're not getting any protein in, like they're starving themselves and not meaning to, is just kind of
Mhm.
happening that way. And then you're right, because we've learned a lot of habits with bariatric surgery. That's the one thing I do love about the first year and in year 1 and year 2 is that you learn all of those habits, right? Like you learn to push your plate away, you learn to chew all your food, you don't mix your liquids with your solids for drinking wise. You don't drink alcohol in the first year.
Mm-mm.
I didn't drink alcohol till it was a year and a half out. So it's like little things like that do go a long way. And I like the fact that you're like, it sounds like you're tapering it and you're doing it your way, which makes it better because it's like you're fully in control and
Mhm.
you're paying attention to your body.
Yeah, and I get a better balance of a diet, so
Mhm.
I can still have a little bit of carb. I can still have a protein. Um, so um, so it's worked out really well. That's one thing I wish. The GOP ones get a lot of bad press.
Yeah.
They get a lot of bad press out there, and it's kind of and again, this is my opinion, and it's not it's just from personal experience. When you have weight loss surgery, you have mandatory training you have to go through.
Yeah.
You have to see a therapist, you have to see a nutritionist, that you have to be able to get in enough protein, you have to be able to drink enough water. You have to, I mean, how many times did we ever hear protein water, protein water, protein water
Yep. All day, son. Yep.
all day? When
All
when
day.
a person doesn't go through that and they just go straight to the GOP1, they don't get any of that training.
Mm-mm.
None. It's like, oh, here you go. Now you're going to lose a bunch of weight.
Yep.
Nobody talks to them about protein. Nobody talks to them about water. Nobody talks to them, about how much they should be getting of each. I mean, it's, so I think it's a great thing. But I wish it was treated more like weight loss surgery and you had to do some things first to get on it,
Yeah.
you
I think
know?
there should be like a little program that you have to go through so that
Yep.
way you're better educated about what you're putting in your body because this isn't like aspirin. Like that's
No,
the deal. We can't treat it like ibuprofen or aspirin. Like this is like an actual metabolic like injection we're doing and it's like changing all the things in our body. Like
exactly.
I found out basically by taking this that I didn't know I was insulin resistant, but now I do because the one I'm taking is the semaglutide, and I've lost 56 pounds now off of it. And it's
Yay.
thank you. And it's almost taken a full year, but I'm losing slowly but steady.
Right.
And I've had some hiccups in the beginning, but that's because again, I wasn't even fully knowing like how to do this injection, what to look for because they're just upping it. They're like, "Hey, you've lost this amount. Okay, let's up it to here. Let's up it more." And it's like, "But why are we upping it?" Like I had to ask that question. And they were like, "Well, in the typical world, like people, need to go up." And it's like, "Well, if I don't need to, do I have to?" And they said no. And now there's a full option to where like, do you want to stay on it because you want to keep losing weight with no side effects? And that's the one I click all the time because I'm like, I've already been through side effects. I'm not a fan. Have you had any side effects? Like
I haven't.
puking, nausea,
No,
anything?
I haven't.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
haven't.
Good job, Frank.
I have a little bit. Like when I first started taking it, I was a little uncomfortable. I could say my stomach was a little uncomfortable, you might say, for the first day or so, day or two.
Mhm.
Um, I don't have that. I don't have that problem anymore. I'm getting ready to. Um, I've got like 2 more weeks left in my refrigerator, so I'm thinking I'm going to go up one more dose, and then
There you go.
That's where I'm going to stop. I've been on this dose for like 3 months,
Nice.
so I think that's been quite a while. So I'll go up one. Luckily, my doctor really leaves it up to me. She whatever I want to do is what she will do.
Good.
So,
Good.
um, but I haven't really had any side effects. So,
Well,
um,
congratulations. That's amazing. So
yeah.
how much are you taking on Zepbound, if you don't mind me
Right now,
asking?
I'm taking zero point 0.5 milligrams.
Nice.
I'm still pretty low. I'm
Yeah.
still pretty low on and that's what I've been taking the whole time I've been losing this weight. So,
What's
um,
funny, everyone, is that I'm even at a lower dose than he is. I'm at a 0.35.
holy
Like,
smoke!
yeah. Yeah. So, and
Wow.
I've been on that for 3 or 4 months. Just because my body is very sensitive to this, like, I immediately get nauseous. I am like, if I don't wake up and eat
Ooh.
something, I will puke up bile. Like, I've done it. I've even done
Oh
it at an
wow.
airport. I did it at JBY when we were, doing the wellness morning. I puked in their bathroom at First Form. Like, there's just certain things I know now. One, girl, you better get some food when you wake up within the first hour, or you're going to feel sick as shit. And do not go in the heat. Do not heat your body up, whether that's workout or being out in the sun without having food and water in your system, because I will also get overheated. And I'm learning that's also my age. So as I'm
Oh my
getting
God.
older,
Are you
that
getting
is
old
playing.
now?
I'm getting old,
Are you getting
Frank.
old? I was gonna say when you were up looking closer at your computer because we were having the volume issue, I noticed a
Mhm.
wrinkle right up here that I hadn't noticed before.
Oh, yeah, right?
And
It's
I just
popping
wanted
out
to,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
start to pop
It's
out.
it's this year. This year's been hell, so there we
You're so
go.
old. You're so old.
We're so old. I'm 38. I'll be 39 in October, but what's funny is I've been on this journey for a decade. So
Mhm.
hormones are different, body composition's different. Frank
Oh man.
coughing. Frank coughing is different. So like that's the one thing too, guys. If you're further out in your journey, you need to kind of get your labs checked, your hormones checked, because
Yes.
things are changing. And especially with women, guys, like during this time frame, there's like perimenopausal, there's premenopausal, there's menopausal, there's post. Like there's so much our body is doing in our late 30s into our 40s that like we really got to pay attention to what's happening inside of us. So,
Exactly. That's so important because it's not just about the weight loss surgery. It's not just about the GLP-1. It's about, there's like there's so much stuff going on that you just got to be aware of it all
yeah. And you
and
see a
trust it.
therapist, correct?
I do. I see a
Okay.
therapist. I see a therapist every week. That was
Nice.
it. I remember I was on the podcast with you and Holly and you guys were all over my ass about
Ah,
water and a therapist. Oh my
yep.
gosh.
Yep.
And so I did. I got a therapist. I've seen her now for like 2.5 years, I want to say. And
Wow.
I can't imagine going through life every day without seeing a therapist. I see her every week, most every week. I mean,
Yeah.
things come up, but um, oh my gosh, just for my even if it wasn't for the bariatric stuff, even if it wasn't for everything else, just dealing with everything else in life, it just gives you anyway. That's a whole nother topic. But yes, I see a
No,
therapist.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I see a
I
therapist.
and I mean, I see one too every Tuesday. And she's not a bariatric therapist. She's just
Mm-mm.
your normal therapist. And
Yep.
I do see like how having a bariatric therapist can really help someone, especially in the journey. Um, but me and Frank have lots of trauma that we need to unpack and unfold. And it's not just bariatric. So
It's not just bariatric.
no.
It's not just bariatric therapy. So,
Mm-mm.
and yeah, bariatric therapist would be nice, but boy, they're pretty few and far between. And
Yeah.
like for you and I, Mel, I mean, we live here in Oregon. I mean, we're in the sticks. They
Yeah.
don't. There's not a. I don't have one in Bend. There isn't one in Bend.
No.
Um,
And I don't know if there's one in Salem. There might be at the Salem hospital, but there's probably like one.
right.
You know? Like
Exactly.
that's the access is very, very hard. And it makes
Very
sense,
limited.
the surgery is not like it's not new, but it's new-ish for therapy,
Right.
knowing that you need to go
Exactly.
through that. Because I think people forget, like, even if you're on a GLP-1, even I mean, really doesn't even matter if you're just doing weight loss, just in general, weight loss surgery, like in GLP-1s, it's a mental game. It really is. At the end of the day, it's a mental game.
That reminds me of something that again, one of those things we learn about when we go through bariatric surgery, that you learn about hormones and you learn
Mhm.
about how all your fat stores your hormones. And
Yeah.
when you lose that fat, then all that you go through an emotional cycle. Um, and that's where that bariatric therapist or that's where a therapist comes in really handy. But
Mhm.
you go through an emotional roller coaster
Yep.
because all those hormones are coming out of your fat. But guess what? They never tell you that when you're taking your GOP-1.
I was about to ask, did anybody talk to you about that?
Nope.
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 No. Have you had any like episodes, I would say, emotional episodes?
Um, not not since I've started seeing my therapist. No.
No.
So
Nice. Nice.
I had episodes before then when I was really, when I was really losing that weight through that first year and a half. Through that first year, it was an emotional roller coaster. And
Yeah.
that's for a guy. I mean, I can only imagine what it's like for a girl because they have so much other stuff going on in their bodies other than, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be,
I appreciate it. Yeah.
you know,
No, I think it might be, I was actually going to say the reverse. I think it might be even harder for men just because you guys don't know how that works, like how that feels. Like, every month we know the triggers, we know what it feels like. Like
sure.
sometimes I remember telling Kel once that like and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just felt like a literally a warm rush from top to bottom. And then I felt like this like burst of like I'm going to cry right now." And I didn't know where it was coming from.
Hmm.
And that was just because of hormones just like rushing through my body and moving around and my cycle was going to start the next day. So like, we already kind of have a feeling for it and I would imagine it'd be harder for someone that doesn't have any idea what that actually feels like.
So I can understand why you would think that.
Yeah.
Right. I can't imagine being emotional during that time of the month anyway. And then I'm just going to stack another emotional thing on top of that. And then I'm just going to, I mean,
Yep.
for us, it's like, oh, look, here's an emotional thing. And but yeah, I can't imagine. So that's coming at it from the guy side point of view is, you know, not only that,
That's
I
wild.
don't, yeah,
I
I
said,
don't want,
that's wild.
I can't imagine living with the person that has the emotional during that time of the month, and then they have another emotional on top of that. I'd be like, go to the therapist.
Right? It's so helpful. What do
Yeah,
you
it is.
think the most helpful thing that you've learned so far by being in therapy? Like for weight loss and things like that?
Okay, for weight loss.
Yeah.
Um, this is gonna be bad because I don't know if it's really helped me with weight loss a lot. It helped me.
Okay.
So she knew nothing about weight loss, and she had other clients that had bariatric surgery
Okay.
that didn't necessarily come to see her for the weight loss or for the bariatric surgery piece of it. I think one of the things that helped me was, you know, of course, she never violated any client,
No.
stuff, but she could ask me questions, and I could kind of share what I knew from it, and that kind of helped me process it within my own head as well. So
Oh,
it
good.
kind of helped me stay on the straight and narrow and helped me um, it helped me deal with my emotions that were, my hormones that were getting kind of wonky. And then I could, I'd talk to her about how hormones affect it,
Yeah.
and things like that. I think that's where it really helped me, is being able to talk to somebody about it that really held an interest. Although, you have a spouse and you have your support group, but but nobody really listens to you, kind of like your therapist listens to you. It's different.
Yeah. It's so
It's
different.
different. It's
Yeah.
so different. So I think that's what kind of really helped me when it came to the bariatric. Now we don't really touch on it very much because it's been
Mhm.
so far out, but sometimes we do, but
Yeah.
not a lot.
Well, being a guy in this world, how does it feel like dealing with bariatrics, a GLP-1? Like, are you getting any stigmas or are people been supportive?
No, everybody's been hugely supportive. Everybody,
Good.
everybody's been very supportive. I haven't had any negative um, negative comments from folks ever. Everybody's they're just supportive. I mean, a lot of it's my demeanor. I think a lot of when it
Yeah.
comes to a stigma. I mean, you know, I love all you ladies out there and all my berry benchies, my beautiful berry benchies. But you know, listen to what I have to say. It People will create a stigma or um, a negative tone based on the way you handle them and the way you react to them.
Yep.
Even family members who maybe before surgery were super negative about it, but when you no matter what, when they come at you and go, really, you're going to take the easy way out, blah blah blah, you got this big old smile on your face and you're like,
Mhm.
you know what, I'm not taking the easy way out. This is what I've heard before surgery. You can be like, this is what I've heard. You know what, I've been listening to these podcasts, I've been reading different books, and you know what, there's this hormone thing that happens that you got to be very careful of and you got to watch out for. And you just start talking their ear off, and
Mhm.
eventually they're like, oh, you know, they may not show that to you right away, but
Mhm.
they see that it's a big thing. They do.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed with those people, it's the next time. So, like, the next time
Oh
you
yeah.
see them, they're like, "How's it going?" Like, it's never about, like, how, like, you took a easy way out, or the fact that you even had surgery. Like, it's almost like it's like, we're not even talking to they're just more excited to know, like, what have you been up to? Like, what have
Yep.
changed for you? And that's what I love about those kind of people too, is
What
that
have
they
you
are
changed?
interested. Mhm. What have you
That's a big
changed?
one. What's changed for you?
Yeah.
What's changed for you?
What's
And I
changed for
love
you, Frank? Tell us. What are
oh
all the
what's
changes? I need to know.
um
All the men need to know. They're
all
listening
the
this
men
month.
need to know.
That's
Oh
right.
my gosh. I think just the ability to be active. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest. Okay, my biggest change that probably is the the thing that I did you get a hair on there?
I did. Yep. There was a hair on my mic and I was like, I don't know why it's bugging me, but
What
I need to pull it.
was it gray because you're 38 now?
It was gray, but that's from my cat dirt bike. She's leaving some hairs on my mic.
That's funny. Um, where was I?
The changes that you've
Oh,
had to
the
make.
changes.
Yeah.
Um, the changes I've had to make. So this is the one that I this is the one I this is the one I love the most, and that
Okay.
is, I know this is such a girly thing to say. My wife says I'm the girl in the relationship, but
Mhm.
uh, hugs,
Hugs.
man. There is nothing like being able to hug someone and you can get your arms all the way around them.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
I mean, that's just crazy to think
I know.
about. That
It
at
feels
one
good.
point, it feels good.
Mhm.
It feels really good, and they can get their arms all the way around you too. So it's not like, I mean, it's like, wow, that's
Oh, yeah.
that's probably the biggest change that I probably think about the most.
Okay.
And then my next biggest change is really being able to get outside and be active. And
Mhm.
I think about every time I go upstairs, I think about how easy it is to go upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a big one. How
Mhm.
it's easy to go upstairs. Um, I think about, those are probably biggest, just being active and the hugs. That's just a
The
corny
hug.
thing, but it's super important.
I think it's
Um,
super important because we all need, anytime I see someone that's like having issues, I'm always like, they weren't hugged enough. They just weren't
yep.
hugged enough. They need more love. Like that's what it is. So I
Well,
get
they
it.
need to come. They need to come to a JBY show then, because come to JBY, you're going to get plenty of hugs. It don't matter. And even if you don't want a hug,
Right.
they're coming at you whether you like it or not.
Oh, I know. I gave some hugs and I could feel the awkwardness and I was like, "I'm really sorry if you don't like hugs." And they're like, "No, no, no. I just wasn't expecting it right away." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of how we are." Like
That's how
that's
we
just
are.
what we do. Um,
That's it.
but yeah, and you know what, guys? I want to say this JBY, tons of hugs, no sickness. I haven't heard one person that got sick from JBY. So, that's
Um,
oh no, did Frank get sick?
I don't know if I got it from JBY or if I got it from the airplane ride on the way home, but I got norovirus.
Oh,
I
we're
got
gonna blame the
norovirus on
airplane.
Tuesday. We're gonna blame the airplane. It
We're
was
gonna blame the
definitely the
airplane.
airplane. Definitely
Yeah,
the airplane. Um, but
100%.
but
Oh, the
yeah,
norovirus fucking sucked. Did that one, like, hit you hard? Because I got it in December and it hit me hard.
it fucking sucks. I felt like I
Yeah.
needed to go in for a colonoscopy when I was done.
Right? Like, I
I
don't know, it
know.
was pretty cleaned out,
I
so
don't know. You're not that old. You're not that old yet. You don't know what I'm talking about. But for all us old people on here, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Well, I
Um,
did have an ESG doctor on. He does say men, no more getting checked at 50, you need to be checked at 45
yep.
because, there's actually the changes in our food, shocker, is affecting, cancer in our body, and it's been
Yes,
actually
really.
affecting men in with colon cancer, and they have to get screened even earlier now because of that. So, guys, it's really important to watch what you put in your body. Now, I want
Gotcha.
because I know this about you, and I just want people to know how cool you are. Because Frank's a firefighter.
I I am. I
Look at that.
am.
He's like hesitant to say it, but you've lost all this weight and you're a firefighter. Like, how is that? Being around your men, like
Oh,
helping people. Are you
that
going
is
down
so different.
caves now? Yeah. What are you doing
That
now?
is that is so different. So I know it's the stupid things in life that you have to reflect on and say, God damn, I can do that now. And before I fucking couldn't do that at all.
Yeah.
So I can bend over and walk and roll up a hose at the same time, like my not quite as fast as the 20-year-olds, but
Yeah.
um I can my my turnouts don't aren't this wide anymore. Um
What's a
I
turnout? Because I have no idea.
Oh, that's all. That's my big heavy jacket and pants and
Okay.
all that kind of stuff
Because
that I
there's like
wear
a
to go in
time, right? You have to be able
that
to
I
put it
wear to
on.
go into a fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there is a time that you need to be able to put it on, but
Mhm.
sometimes I mean they can take up a lot of room when you're a bigger guy.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so I mean that's fantastic. Um, I can keep up. I've jumped off. I haven't jumped, but I've gone off the high bridge out here by Crooked River Ranch, or out here by the Terrebonne a few times now. Which before it would have been really uncomfortable for me and really hard for me to do that because I was so big. So it makes a world of difference as a firefighter for
Yeah.
sure. Um, so and I do wildland firefighting during the summer sometimes, and I'm able to just hike up those mountains and not necessarily kill myself doing it. Um,
Yes.
so
Yes. Look
that's
at
that's
you.
that's made a huge difference. So there's it's just the outdoors. You can just do so much more, right?
You
For you
can.
ladies, you can like paint your toenails now without having to hold your breath.
Yeah. 100%.
That's big. That's
I can
huge.
I can touch my foot to my toe. I mean, my foot to my toe. My toe to my nose. I'm, like, so flexible now. I can literally do that. So
No
it's
wonder you
like,
get so many boyfriends.
ah, no, I'm single as can be, man. No
Are
boyfriends
you?
over here. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, that was a
I
lot
am
funnier. That was a lot funnier than you made it out to be. Here I am trying to be.
Yeah, guys, I'm ready and looking. So here we go.
Oh,
Because before I wasn't. I was like, no, I'm just gonna play my hand in the little things that I do know. And now I'm like, no, let's do this. Let's find some
yeah,
good men out there.
get
Like
out there.
I'm ready to go. Let's have some fun. So,
There you go.
and I think we should go on to that too. Like I know obviously you're married, but like when it comes to like sexual stuff, like how's that for you?
Um, it's definitely better. It's
Right.
definitely better. It just doesn't, um, you know, it's more comfortable,
Mhm.
right? It's
Yeah,
more
I would
comfortable.
say.
There's not as many things in the way.
Yes.
Um, there's not as much body in the way.
Yeah,
Um,
there's not all these random angles because you can't do
right. There's
certain
not all
things.
these random angles. He's not like a turtle in a half shell, you know.
Yep.
Um, I mean, so it's a lot different. Um,
Well, do you feel like you're more comfortable too with your wife now, like having
oh
the
yes,
surgery? Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely more comfortable. Um, it's more comfortable for her too, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, a lot more comfortable. I mean, um, I just don't know. Sometimes you just wonder, how did you do it?
Yeah.
How did you really make that work?
Mhm.
But I like the hugs, once you figure out that it's just it's just totally different. So,
Yeah, I'm
um,
loving that aspect is like the comfortability part.
oh
Like
yeah,
not having to wear like I would even with Eric, my own ex-husband, like we were together for 15 years and there was times I would still leave a shirt on. And and not just because it was easier. It was just because I'm like, yeah, I don't want you to see all my flabby stomach. Like that's really what
right,
that was.
yeah,
And now I'm like, no, we don't even like I don't even think about it. I'm like,
right.
this act is supposed to be naked as can be. And so that's what I do,
That's right. I
and it's good.
I'll go outside in a tank top now because
Yeah.
I mean, men aren't supposed to have side boob, and
Yeah.
and now I can go outside in a tank top and I don't have side boob.
Yeah. Look at
Whereas
that.
before it's like, hey, look at this, blah blah
Yep.
blah. So it's just all you just feel better about yourself all the way around.
Oh yeah.
There's so many good things. Um, you can wipe your ass and actually get it clean without dislocating your shoulder.
Yes, we talked
Um,
about that before. Yep.
or as in a woman, you can go front to back or back to front or however the mathematics work. But
My mom, okay, so I'm gonna go on a tangent about wiping for like a hot second because I was not like there is a whole system for girls. You're supposed to do it
oh yeah,
from top to back, from like vagina to your butt. And
right,
I was never taught that. So my mom was just like, you just wipe the front, you wipe the back whenever you need to wipe the back. So like I literally growing up, I was doing that. And then I remember one of my girlfriends, Holly Blaine, she probably doesn't even remember me, but it was from elementary school. And she's like, hey, why are you like like she's just like, why are you doing it that way? And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, you can actually get an infection if you don't.
yeah.
Like her mom taught her in 5th grade what you're supposed to do. So I learned how to do it, but I went all the way till 5th grade not knowing that you're supposed to do it a different way. Sorry, I just had to say that because like it,
oh that
and as I got bigger, boy, is that harder to do.
oh
Not
it
gonna lie.
is.
Yeah,
There's a lot more surface area to go around.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
my shoulders can move more. Like,
right, right, yep,
oh, I love
yep.
it. Well, and what could you tell the men? Like, give them like couple things to look forward to, because I think that's the thing for men too. It's they don't know what to look forward to if they do this, and I think they need to know.
So, what could you look forward to that's special to men?
Yeah,
Well, so I guess you know, you're gonna, and this isn't necessarily just to men, I guess, but you're gonna lose boob, you
yep,
know, the man boob, and
mm-hmm,
you're gonna lose that, and you're gonna end up with flabby skin, or depending upon your size, you may just lose them, for the most part altogether.
yeah,
You're gonna lose that side boob, which is it's miserable when you're because we don't have bras to hold it all in.
no, you don't.
So when you lose that, it's much more comfortable. You can move your arms better. You can, whether it be running or biking or whatever, you can move your arms more. We all talk about guys always go, "Oh my God, look how much bigger it is!" Blah blah blah. No, it's not really any bigger. It just came out of its half shell a little bit, you know.
Yep. Yep.
So it just doesn't have quite the winter coat that it used to have.
Yeah.
Um, so, but it's still more comfortable for you. It's more comfortable for your partner. Um, so you can look forward to that. So that's a good thing.
Hmm.
So um, what else? I think
Do you get
I don't
more
think
looks?
I don't.
Ah! You don't get
But
any looks. I don't believe that.
nah, not
You're a
really.
sweet
But
older guy.
that's the thing is I'm a sweet older guy, so
It's
you
true.
know, I'm Mel. I'm just one of the girls.
I know. You're just like
I
one of us.
I am.
Yep.
That's just me. I'm in that friend zone. I've been in that friend zone my entire life. I am just one of the girls. When I go to JBY, what am I?
Yeah, you are one of the girls. Yeah.
I'm
You're
I'm
with
just yep.
you're with
Just
all of us. Yep, just
yep.
having fun, kicking
Just with
ass.
yep.
Fucking Frank, by the way, kicked ass at JBY. Like, he will be helping at the next one.
Yes, I
He
will.
already asked. He was like, "Can I help with the logistics in the front?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can."
Yes, I
I have
will.
no idea what's happening up there, and I know it's not the best. Oh yeah, that would be amazing.
Um, yep,
Yep.
yep, I will. So I don't get any looks, but I'm not quite the you know I'm not quite the bodybuilder type. So
That's fair.
I haven't got the addiction to the weightlifting and all that kind of stuff that a
Mhm.
lot of the guys do,
Yeah.
which is right for me. I don't really want to do that. You know,
Mm-mm. No, that's
that's
not your
not really
lifestyle.
that's not my lifestyle. No,
Mm-mm.
I did get an addiction to mountain biking,
Yeah.
but I don't build all the right muscles to get that with mountain biking. I just get a lot of leg
No.
muscles, but um, so I
Which is
did.
good because dudes like to skip leg day. No idea why,
Yes,
but you don't.
yes, nope, no, I don't. So Um, but the other thing I want to mention about the men, I know you
Yeah.
guys, we talk about this all the time. I talk about this all the time, but the bariatric community is 80% women.
Mhm.
Um, and when you do go to a bariatric event, whether it be JBY or one of the other many bariatric events around, you get to hang out with some beautiful, amazing women. And you don't have to fight for their attention because
Mm-mm.
there's not very many of you around.
No. And we
So,
flock to you too. We're like,
and
"Yes, there's a guy."
and and you
We
do
do.
um
Yeah.
um so I guess that's probably why I have such a great time at JBY because Joanne will tell you, my wife will tell you, I'm just a big flirt. That's what I am.
Mhm.
I am just one big flirt all the time.
Yeah.
And at JBY nobody gets offended by me. It's kind of cool.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
um they're just amazing people. The bariatric folks like to be hugged. They like to have attention paid to them. They like to, so yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely one of, if no other reason to have bariatric surgery, the beautiful, amazing women that you get to hang out with.
It's true story. Guys,
True story.
if I don't know if that's not a reason or not to do it because like that's like number 1. Like you get to hang out
Yeah.
with some really cool people and they're attractive and you don't have to fight for attention because we all know what it's like to be shunned and like
Yes.
no attention. So like I know me, I'm making waves through the whole room, making sure I've talked to everybody, given everybody hugs, and I make sure the guys feel comfortable. Like I already
Right.
know my girls are good. So like I go check on the dudes, make sure they're okay cuz like it is female dominated, but they say the same thing that you have. They're like, "No, we're having such a great time with the girls." Like so much
Yeah.
fun. I haven't had one complaint with the guys at all. They love it and they're like, that's one of the reasons why I'm highlighting a dude every day for June because Barry Male Experience is really trying hard to make a movement of getting these guys out from under a rock willing to come on and talk because there's not a lot. And I made the joke of like, is there really 30, because it's 30 days this month. And I know there is. I know almost 30 of them, but it was hard to tag almost 30 guys because there isn't
Oh,
guys. So if you guys
yeah.
have friends, family members that are guys that need this, tell them to listen. Tell them to follow Frank. Like, tell them to follow people because guess what? There is dudes here that make a difference and it's
And
needed.
and you don't have to be a bodybuilder or a weightlifter to really enjoy your weight loss and really get out there. And just because you see that on social media, just because you see the guys that are ripped and they're, no offense to you, Rob, I love you, Rob, but no
All the
offense,
Robs.
all the Robs, yeah, all the Robs.
Yep.
I was thinking of Canadian Rob, who's, um, but I mean,
Dude.
you don't have to. If that's not for you, then that doesn't have to be you.
No.
And know that the guys that have gone through this weight loss journey and now they are ripped, that's their transfer addiction, you might say. um they don't judge you
Yep.
because you're not like them. They don't.
Mm-mm.
That's their thing. um
Yeah.
and I can say that specifically about a lot of the guys that I've met at JBY or that I've met before throughout the country. um
Mhm.
you are going to have those out there that now think that they're, you know, all that in a bag of chips because, now they're ripped and they think their dong is hung like a donkey. So,
Yep. They're like, I
you
can
know,
see it. It's long, guys.
they're going to be like, oh my God, look how big I am now. All
Yep.
you women must want me.
Yep.
No, no, but that's, but the majority of them out there, they're just that who they are and you're just who you
Mhm.
are and they will treat you just the same and be just as grateful that you have gone through this journey. So just remember that. I mean, it and well, not my last, but my other thing is, um for myself, GOP1s are not a replacement for weight loss surgery.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's what we have going on in our country right now
Mhm.
is weight loss surgery had such a huge stigma on it,
Yep.
the quote easy way out, right? That, oh well, I can go on GOP1s and that's not, that doesn't have the same stigma with it.
Nope.
Well, my experience, my very limited experience, has I feel that GOP1s are a great complement to weight loss surgery.
Yeah.
Um, for the reasons I mentioned earlier in the podcast, is they're a complement. So anyway,
Well,
that's my 2 cents about that. I'm done with that. Okay,
no, I love it
onward.
because I've talked to several surgeons and they're saying the same. They think that they want it to be in tandem together because
Yes,
the bariatric side really teaches people everything. And also with GLP-1s, it really is if you stop taking it, you could gain like you're going to gain something back. Now,
exactly.
whether that's all of it or a little bit is going to be up to you and your body and how it works. So like for us, we had the bariatric surgery. So we have those restrictions. We know we think about these things all the time because we're in it. But
Yep.
when you're in a GLP-1 and no community, like you're just holding on for dear life and just hoping you lose the weight that you want and hoping, and some people are trying to do it in cycles. I mean, I was one of those girls who was like, can I treat it like a steroid maybe? Like I would, and like do cycles on, cycles off. Now I hear people do that, but it's not as successful and they're using it
Right.
just for like, hey, I got a wedding to go to, so I'm going to do this. And I think that's what's even harder is that like like you said earlier, they're just not educated and there's so much stuff
No,
happening to their body and it's
I'm,
wild.
I'm glad you said that because I've again not a doctor, but I've fought that for a long time. Is I think that the GOP1s are a complement to they work in tandem. They
Mhm.
really, I think those folks who aren't using them in tandem, who use them to lose a whole huge amount of weight, I think eventually you're going to find that there are side effects to that,
Yeah.
that because they're using so much,
Mhm.
where if you use it in tandem, there still might be some side effects in the future. Who knows? But I don't think they're going to be as great. And I think you're going to be much more successful. Because then you can, once you get down to a weight you want to be at, you can start lowering your dose
Yep.
and get to a point where you want to settle and maintain and not have to be taking it so much of it all the time. So
Yeah, because we don't know what the side effects are going to be
we have
long
no
term.
idea.
We have no idea.
We have no
I
idea.
mean, they say yes, they've been using GLP-1s a long time for diabetics, and like they do have a lot of research, but they've never had it on this big of a scale.
Correct.
And like even the surgeons that I've talked to, even Dr. Fridley was worried about it just because of the dosage and how these people are just like from pharmaceutical companies just giving you like, hey, let's double it. Let's, whatever all the
Yep.
time. And now you don't know, hey, yes, you might have lost 100 pounds, but what is that going to look like in a few years to your body? And then what is it going to look like for me and you, Frank, because we're using such a lower dose, you
Correct. Yeah.
know? Like, what is that going to look like? So we just don't know, like, is the bigger dose going to have problems? Are we going to have problems? But I would say, at least for what me and you have been doing, I feel like so far it's been worth it to not have my high cholesterol and have heart disease because that runs in my family. Like I just talked about how my dad died. It was 13 years. His anniversary was on Saturday because he died at 59 from liver cancer. So
Yep.
the family, really, he's one of nine, and there's only one person left. And that's it. Like I have zero grandparents on both sides. So like all I have is technically my mom. There's no dad, there's no grandparents, no nothing.
Wow.
So it's kind of wild. But that's because if you go back then, the health like no one told you like what to do. Like they just
No.
put food on shelves and you bought it. Like that's
Right.
just what we did. So now like with all this knowledge, you can really live longer, and I know that's my goal. I need to outlive all the Austins because the only one got to 70 and that's it.
There you
So
go.
that's I got to get past the 70s. So
There you go. I'll be there to celebrate your 71st birthday with you.
fuck yeah. I
I
will
hope. I don't know.
love.
I'll be pretty damn old by then.
Hey, you might be frozen or something. I can go hang out with you, like just have
There
your
you
head.
go. There you go.
Like Frank's half of an ice cube, but he's still there. So go hang
That's
out with
right.
Frank. I got you. So we are at the part of the show where we get to play a little game.
Okay,
So
let's
this
do it.
so this is
Uh,
called Would You Rather, but the bariatric surgery edition. So have you
how
ever
do you
played
play it?
Would You Rather before?
I never have.
Okay. So I'll just give you a easy soft one for you. So
Okay.
would you rather eat ketchup every day or have cold food for the rest of your life?
Can I have the ketchup on something?
Yeah. You just have to have ketchup once a day. You could even have it out of a packet.
I'd probably rather have ketchup every day, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I would too. Yeah. So that's how
Yeah.
the game works. So let's see. Would you rather like to, I don't know if you'd like to do this, but would you rather accidentally dump at work at a Christmas party or barf in a public bathroom with a line of strangers waiting?
Like dumping syndrome?
Mhm.
I've never had dumping syndrome.
Oh, yeah, it sucks. A lot of sleep patients don't have it exactly.
Hmm.
We have a lot of the symptoms sometimes, but we really don't dump. But yeah. Would you rather
So,
dump though or wait in line to puke?
oh, I think I'd rather dump. I don't like puking.
I don't either.
So
It's
I
the
think I'd rather
worst,
dump. I've never done it before, so what the hell? Let's try it
right?
once.
Get it
Yep.
once out of your system, just shit your brains out.
There you go. I mean,
For
I had norovirus. That's pretty damn close,
I it was hell.
right?
I remember
It
that.
was hell.
I don't think I've puked and pooped more in my life on that than I think any other time of my life. I
I've had
literally
like
was
3 colonoscopies, so I'm good. Let's poop.
you're good to go. Like
I'm good to go. Let's do
I
it.
love that. For those that don't know, dumping syndrome is something that happens if you get too much high sugar or too much fat, and it's typically actually with R and Y patients.
Yep.
They call it the Roux-en-Y, and that's just because like they are bypassing a whole layer of your body. So when your fat content hits, it's like you literally get a wave of like a heat flash almost. You start sweating, your heart starts going crazy, and then you have this rush of like, I might poop myself. Like that's kind of like all this cramping starts
Oh,
going and moving around. And sleep patients have had the symptoms, but maybe not actually had the dump part.
right.
I've had it once with ice cream. It was like year one. Well, after year one, it was like we went to Newport, and they have all those homemade ice cream shops. So I had some homemade ice cream. And then on the way home, Eric's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know. I can't concentrate. I'm sweaty. I feel like I'm going to poop." And he's like, "Do we need to pull over?" And I was like, "Yes, let's just pull over for a little bit just to get some air." Like, it was so
Oh my
bad.
gosh, I can just see you alongside the road
Uh huh.
and like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because you know Newport and you know what I'm talking about. Like we were over
Oh yeah.
by Chowder Bowl and all that. So
Oh,
yeah, and they have great ice cream. So
they do.
they have because it's homemade. That shit's turned by a
They
person. I
do.
love it. Okay, so next, would you rather?
Okay, what
Would
I
you
rather.
would you rather go a full week without tracking a single thing, or go a full week without weighing yourself or checking your reflection? Ooh.
Oh, a full week without without measuring a single thing,
Yeah,
without
I think I
tracking a
would
single
too.
thing. Matter of fact, I do that all the time.
I was gonna say, how is your tracking habits? Do you track anything or do you
They
just track
suck.
one thing? They suck.
No, they suck.
Okay.
Suck.
You're just not doing it.
No, I keep track of it in my head, and I know, you know what, I need to have some protein, but that's yeah, I'm not very good at that.
Yeah, I track protein. That's really all I track now is because
Yep.
I already know I got my water. That's never been a problem. But protein, even to year 10, still an issue.
Yep.
Um, it really is it's a game, guys. You got to play a game with yourself of like, how much protein can I get today?
Yes, you do.
Is that's really what it is. And every time
You
you
do.
get like right now, I'm drinking a Fairlife Core Power, 26 grams. I would say this is like I've leveled up today. I've at least have 26 grams in me. But yeah, it's a mind thing. You have to be like, all right, how much protein can I get in this meal? Because you need about 80 to like maintain your muscle mass and like
Yeah.
help you lose weight and all that
I
jazz.
have to keep those. I have to keep those protein things around me all the time to be able to, like, I have to keep, egg bites, even though it might be the frozen Jimmy John egg bites or whatever. But I
Mhm.
have to keep the egg bites. I have to keep tuna fish. I have to keep protein shakes. I have to keep stuff around me so that instead of going to the refrigerator to grab something that's not protein related or that doesn't have that protein related in there, that that's what I have there to grab.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I just I lose track.
Oh,
It's so
100%.
yeah, so much easier to grab something else
Yeah, so that's a tip for guys, for everyone. Make
for
sure you
everyone.
have protein near you at all times, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether
Yep.
you're in the car, you gotta have something. Like I love the dive bars that I get,
Yep.
and from Built Bar. I'm Team Puff. So, and you guys can get discounts on those. Just use OSLP for either one, and you guys can be set because I literally have a dive bar and a Built Bar in my purse at all times.
Yep.
Like, and I have the JBY one on me right now because I have a buttload of those. So, oh,
I'll keep them around. In June, I will come pick them up.
oh, good. Yeah, because so for those that don't know, me and Frank actually get to hang out like once every couple months or once a month, and
Yep.
we go to
We do.
lunch. Yep,
We do.
it's a lot of fun. And now we'll do it more because we don't even have to worry about reschedules. So it's kind of nice.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
isn't
right.
that fun?
I've
Okay.
got an idea for you too that I'll run by you offline.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, would you rather have unlimited protein, premier protein forever, but only vanilla, or have to pay $10 every time you want to eat cheese? Ooh, ooh, that's a hard one.
You
Because
know, I if I had to pay $10 for every time I wanted to eat cheese, I couldn't afford a roof
same.
to live under. So
Yep.
I'm gonna have to say the Premier Protein because I would go broke with the cheese thing. I'd
I
go
love
broke.
cheese so bad.
Yeah,
Like, oh
I
my
do
god,
too.
that oh, I had to actually cut down my cheese because I'm with Pop Recovery Systems. They do a whole thing for for literally after bariatric surgery, a whole recovery and
Oh
accountability.
wow.
and you get to meet a nutritionist, and it's cool because you get one nutrition, you get 2 mental health sessions, and you get a fitness person, and you get to meet them every single month. And we were finding out that Melanie eats way too much cheese, and it's been inflaming my body and making me
Oh,
puffier than normal. So, and it's interesting how my brain works. Once she told me that, I just stopped buying cheese. I only have
yeah,
cheese for the things that, like, ask for cheese. I'm not, like,
right,
I was eating, like, probably 2 string cheeses a day, plus extra cheese on all the meals that I had. Like, almost every meal had some sort of cheese factor in it,
right.
but now it doesn't, and I will contribute that to also, like, my health being healthier now and, like, looking better. Like, I definitely feel like I'm less puffier and I'm glowing more because 'cause I'm drinking more water. So it's like, sometimes you just don't know what to eliminate, and you gotta, like, check stuff out. So if anybody
Sure.
wants to do the pop system, go do that because they also help us with plastics, and I'm gonna be doing plastics probably in a year or 2. That's my
Wow, good
goal.
for you.
Um, I've been going back and forth because 'cause I'm, like, nervous about I really don't wanna look like a Stitch body, but at the end of the day, who fucking cares if I look like a Stitch body, right?
Who cares?
So, yeah,
What
like,
if
in
you
my
just
head,
get?
well, you know me, I get a little stoned, and then I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be like a Stitch doll. Like, this is gonna be weird."
If you're
Eh
if you're really concerned about it, you can get tattoos
Yes.
to help with
So
that.
that's
So like the one that goes underneath your boobs, you could get like
Mhm.
zippers tattooed over that. So like you could unzip your boobs. Um, and you could get the 360 around the middle, you could get shoelaces. So you had
Oh,
shoelaces going all the way around.
there we go. Look at
Um,
you coming up with
I know, look at
stuff.
that. See, just make
Okay.
it creative. You'd look like a female Frankenstein.
I love it.
There you go.
Alright, we have one more would you rather, and then I'm gonna get
Okay.
some tips for you before we go out. Okay. Would you rather only get protein from shakes for a month or only get protein from canned tuna for a month? Ooh. I know which one I go to, but are you a tuna guy or a shake guy?
Um, I'd probably have to say shakes because I can get different flavors. Tuna is going to
Mm,
get pretty bland, and
yep.
chocolate and tuna doesn't go very well. So, no,
No,
chocolate tuna,
no.
no. So, and
The shakes,
the
huh?
shakes give you that little bit of sugar taste to them to kind of
Mhm.
satisfy that sugar craving too. So, I'd have to go with shakes.
I love it. I think I've agreed with you almost on every one of
I
these.
think you have too,
Yeah, and it's not by just, like, I don't know, just by coincidence because I hate tuna.
right?
Like, so that one's just gonna not be a go anyway. Like,
Oh, there you go.
yeah, like, I will open it for dirt bike so she can have her tuna every night, but I even wear gloves. Like, that's
Oh, that's hilarious.
literally, I have black gloves underneath my sink, and I legit put them on before I, open the can and give her her tuna,
Oh,
because
that's
it's
funny.
I don't want my hands to smell like it, and yes, I wash my hands, but there's always that lingering smell
Oh yeah, there always
of
is. And
tuna, and
it's
I'm like,
yeah.
"I can't. No." It grosses me out. So, no tuna for this girl. Well, that completes our game today. Good job.
Yay! Did what I win?
Yay! You win a sticker. We're gonna send you a sticker.
Yeah, no,
How
I
does
don't want
that
to.
sound?
You don't have to
You have
mail
a
it to
lot
me.
of
I'll
stickers.
get it when I come over.
That's true story. I have JBY stickers and I have OSLP stickers. I need to order new OSLP because the logo has changed. If you guys haven't noticed, it is a
Yep,
spray paint now. It's
I
not
like
just
it.
your normal font. I love it.
I love it.
Um,
I like
thank
the
you.
simplicity of it and just black and white. I love that. It looks good.
Right? Right? It's like it's totally me. I'm a little gangster, but
It is
classy.
totally you. Yep,
Yep.
it is.
Well, Frank, what's the last thing that you want to tell everybody before we let you go?
Um, can I say what I really want to say? Kind of what we were
Yeah, you
talking about earlier.
100%. This is melon filtered. You got to do what you want.
Okay, this is melon. This is melon filtered.
Mhm.
Um, I there are a lot of people that are on the benchies,
Mhm.
and a lot of, and myself included. that owe a lot to OSLP and what they've done for us and how they've brought us together. How this program and this podcast has brought us together, from all over the community. I mean, I know people now that I didn't know outside of the benchies
Yeah.
because of OSLP and JBY. I've had fantastic conversations with the girls on here and the guys occasionally, but with the girls on the benchies, and um, I appreciate you for sticking with us and
Hell yeah.
for keeping OSLP alive and keeping the benchies alive. And my heart is with you and with your success to this podcast.
No,
So,
Frank.
and I just want you to know that, and I hope that other benchies out there, that other people in the community out there, will remember that Mel is the one that stuck with us, and Mel is always the host that asks you how you're doing
Mhm.
and doesn't always have to tell us about her.
That's fair.
So love you, Mel, and I'm
Oh.
always on Team Mel.
Oh, I love you, Frank. You're so amazing.
So
And you know what, guys? You can find him on Instagram. I don't believe you're on TikTok, right?
no, no.
No, no TikTok for Mr. Frank. So he is on Instagram.
Instagram
I'll
or
have
Facebook.
That's right. And all his stuff will be linked below. You can find him. He is a wealth of knowledge and he's so much fun. So don't ever be shy to ask Frank anything. I know he's here to help just as much as I am. So,
And don't ever be shocked of what I might say.
yes, that's true. It's always fun though.
Always fun.
Always go in with a sense of humor when you're talking with Frank.
And one more shout out to Holly Miller from down in California. She's my bariatric bestie. We've been friends since the very beginning, and she's a fantastic person. And I miss you, Holly, and love you. And yes, that's it.
Right? We can't wait to see Holly in the book club. We're so
Yay!
excited. For those that don't know, I know we're wrapping up, but we are having a book club for OSLP benchies. It's the $25 tier or higher, but we're getting 2 Zoom meetings a month for just the book club. And then it also includes a Facebook page and a live chat. But also all the benefits that come with all the other tiers come with it. So you're also going to get a patron call every month. You're going to get an expert call every month. You're in the Benchy support group every month. There's just so much that we're doing together. And that's what makes me happy because I love this community just as much as you guys love and need someone to be here for you. So I'm glad
I
that I
did it.
am here for you guys.
Even for the guys out there, I did it. I hate to read, but you know what? Audible,
Yep.
book on tape, baby. That's what I'm doing. So
Hell yeah. Oh,
hell
does she
yeah.
narrate?
I don't
Does
know if
Mel
she does or not.
Robbins narrate
I
it?
haven't I haven't started it yet. So
Ooh,
I
you're gonna
just
have to
signed up
tell
today.
me. You
I
did
will.
sign up. I was so excited. So we're reading Let Them by Mel Robbins. I've been following her for almost a year, and I saw the book and I was like, we have to do this. This is happening, like stat. So,
Awesome.
and I'm glad that
Awesome.
Frank is the first guy to sign on. So hopefully we'll get some more this month.
Just one of the
But if
girls.
not, that's okay. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you for your time. You have a great week, and we will see you next time.